The best answer that you're going to get is when you have the right question to ask. Do you want to make people feel empowered and within their view they wanted to do something for you and also for themselves? And today we are going to explore about that. Alright, if this is your first time here, welcome to the 1010 Book Club sharing, and my name is Billy Chan. Today we have a very interesting speaker with us, Eng Hooi. Eng Hooi is the author of this book, How to Build a Sustainable Coaching Culture. And Eng Hooi is a learning and development practitioner and also an executive coach. He is a former head of organization development in one of Asia big tech company. And he is a global master coach as a believer that coaching will enable people even more, and this is what getting us together. He is a professional certified coach, certified trainer, diversity and inclusion facilitator, and above all, he's a fantastic author himself. And today he is going to share about how to make coaching the everyday thing. So it is a very simple to use and follow coaching techniques, and why behind the logics and behind the science, why it works and how it can bring you a fantastic result. Alright, I believe that you are going to enjoy the sharing. Let's go to the sharing now.
Wow, I feel very warm here every time. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Intels, and good morning to the book clubs, 10 plans, all the members. Every time when I'm here in Penang, I feel great, and I feel a sense of familiarization because I'm orang Taiping. I'm Hokkien also. So I grew up in Taiping, and I studied in Penang in my undergrads, and somehow working in KL, settled down in KL, and in KL lor. But I always back, like now I always make times, and this is a good opportunity when Billy call me, and why not, and I find an excuse. I told my wife, say, yeah, I got engagements, I need to go back and balik kampung, and now come back here and then to do some sharing to all of you here. Okay, thank you so much. Again, thank you for having me, Billy, and also the team, for having me in the sections. And I hope I'll be excited and also a little bit stressful because I need to deliver something to all of you, because coaching is kind of a big words, and I know that Intel does lots of a good job in terms of the coaching culture, build up the cultures and all these things. So today we just want to share a little bit on my experience, and this topic today is a special curated topic lah. You know what? Because when I talked to Billy and also the team, Billy, and we find out that hey, we cannot just tell my book, because my book is very much on the strategy level. You might use it, you might not use this, but I want to come out some topics that can benefit to all of us on daily our practices, our interactions, our communications with not only with your team member, with your peers, with whoever. So that's why we come out this name so fantastic. It's called Making Coaching the Everyday Things. Okay, now let me go through with you. I think wait, I didn't switch. Okay, this is my profile here. And Billy has just quickly go through my profile here. And yes, it's quite a long list. This is in terms of my professional qualification and also my achievements. Yes, I've written a book 2 years ago, and it really elevated me to the extent that people know me, and I found my passion here as well. It's about coaching. It's to help the organizations to build up the coaching culture. So, and I also gotten the best internal coach as well last year, 2022, by one of the international awards called Coach Awards as a civil. And I'm also the current president of the Malaysian Association of Certified Coaches. And I've been featured with the British media and also professional coaches. I got my master degree in managerial psychology. I'm a certified trainer. So this is my professional background and also the achievements. About my personal, now I'm very sport person. I'm actually last year 2022 I joined six time of the triathlons. If you know triathlons, it's a multi-disciplines. You need to swimming, you need to cycle, you need to running 6 times. And actually this year I aim to join to upgrade my level to Ironman 70.3. You know, those things I'm also play football. I'm actually a certified rock climbing instructor. So I love sports. And a bit about myself. I married and with one daughter lah. So 15 years, more than 15 years actually of my SME and also MNC work experience from retail, technology, electronics, and training, consultings, and all. So this is about me. Oh, okay. Now, without further ado, I really want to go quickly on these subjects, which is the topics of today. Okay, okay, now how I going to structure today sharing sections is that now the topics everyday coachings become everyday thing. I want to structure in the way that there are four four W and also four H. Okay, 4W is about, you know, what, when, why, and what, where, when, and where. And also we have another one, we're talking about how, the four how things. I'm going to structure in the way that so that you understand about coaching first. And I understand some of you are understanding, but I just want to make it clear that at least we have a same page about coaching. Now, what is coaching? I want to do the interaction with all of you here. With all of you here. And of course, for those who are now at home or maybe at the office, you are with your laptops. I just want to start with a question here, which is just to know coaching lah. So now type yes if you think it's yes. These statements. Now coaching is about asking questions. Yes or no? Yes, 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 it's okay. Yes, I just want to test. Coaching is about listening. Yes, coaching is about motivating. Okay, no problem. Okay, coaching is about, the second question is coaching is about listening. Yes, okay. Okay. Say no, got people say no. Got people say no. It's okay, it's okay. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So we are here not to argue whether coaching is this or that, but we try to, you know, have a further understanding of coaching. Now, the third question is coaching is about motivating. Yes, it's about motivating. Yes, yes. And coaching is about empowering. Empower you to do your things. I trust you, empower you. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, now the last question is coaching is about teaching. Wow, so coaching is everything. The crowd here almost yes. Some say no. Some say no. Okay, interesting question. Okay, now this question is always a question. When I was many years ago, when I gotten my certifications, a lot of people argue with this even until now. But bear in mind, today's section, we don't want to argue that kind of that definitions. But we just want to have the same page. What is coaching? Because I'm doing football as well. I'm playing football with my team. I have a football coach, and you know, sport coaching is about direct you. It's about discipline you. It's about to push you. But when it comes to the corporate coaching, there's another definitions. And you know, there's so many coaching body, ICF, you know, EMCC, IAC. You know, there's so many coaching definitions. So today we just put them aside. This is the most fundamental definition that I got and easy to understand for everyone, and you can apply every day, which is just put it in that way. Coaching conversation is about you-centered communication. You. When I talk to you, when I coach, you are coaching. When I coach you, it's about you. The conversation is about you. It's not about me. That's why we call coaching conversations. Can we agree this? First, and I'll tell you why. Now, if let's say the conversation is very much on me center, so the conversation will become like this I think you should do this. I think. Nothing wrong against nothing wrong about the approach. is about what you want to achieve in the conversations. If you're using the me center, this will be, I think, based on my experience, that's we must do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Or I suggest this. So this is a me center. Nothing wrong. Against there's nothing wrong. It's about your approach, your objective also. Now, if you switch this conversation to you center, so the question will become like, what do you think? Based on your experience, what will be a better way, better suggestions? So what do you suggest? So this is what we call a coaching conversation. It's about you, it's not about me. Now, of course, when it comes to ICF, there are many definitions like you cannot suggest, you cannot do this, but forget about that. Just put it aside. It's a non-directive approach to them. So this is called coaching. It's you-centered communication. Now, to help you understand better about coaching, coaching is not mentoring. Mentoring, you know mentor, huh? I have a mentor. So what is mentor? A mentor is an expert who provide wisdom and guidance based on his or own experience. Like someone your sifu lah, or someone who already walked through your path and then they tell you what to do and then they have done or experience, which is correct. And myself, I also have my mentor coach to guide me, to give me feedback, to discipline me, to motivate me. So this is a mentor task. And sometimes, quite a lot of time, we are putting the head of mentor also, which is nothing wrong. So this is mentoring, and actually coaching is not mentoring. As I mentioned, coaching is more to you center. Mentoring is a bit more for me center. Okay, now another thing is counseling. Now I think you heard counseling many times, right? So counseling is about deal with the healing emotional pains, dysfunctions, or conflict within an individual and relationship. Now, just put in this way, if you are the counselor, you will spend quite a lot of time in finding out their past. Conversation counselor, they will find out what causes you now because your past experience. So they will focus a lot on past thing. It's very important now, counseling. In fact, counseling is much more important. It's important when it comes to healings, come to depressions. Depressions, coaches cannot simply talk to impression. So counseling can work. Okay, now what about coaching? Coaching's conversations is very much on the future or now. Of course, coach, they want to find out what's happened now. But sometimes they want to move forward because we cannot do so much, because people will tell you that, I have this challenge, I have this challenge. Okay, so what can you still do? So this is the coach's role. So they want to move you forward. So the question is very much on like what need to happen, what you need to do, what can I help you? So I know these are the challenges. What can we still do within your boundary? Those coaching questions, counseling a bit on the past to find out what happenings on your past. So this is counseling, this is mentoring, and the last one would be training or consulting, whatever. So training is about based on the objective that you set. Like example, I'm giving training now. So this is a training and you need to achieve this and you need to go through this curriculum syllabus training agenda. So this is about training with a set of the agree agenda. So while coaching is very much, coaching also will achieve certain objective, but when you use coaching technique to people, at the end you find out the agenda is not about this agenda anymore. It switched to other agenda. Example, I always late. I cannot, I always not, I'm lazy, I'm not doing things. But it's not about being lazy, it's about other things. So when the coaching, actually normally they will lead you to other agenda. So this is the definition that I will share with you. At least you understand better about coaching, yeah. But one thing's bear in mind, don't fight with people. Hey, this is not. We don't want to do that. But at the end, we want to develop people, whether you're using mentoring, coaching, counseling, training, it's fine. As long as you're helping people, just that the situations, you need to pick the right approach to the right people. So coaching will be the better way. Okay, now many definitions in the in the market. When you Google what coaching is, you can find out many definitions. And this is the one of the definition I felt that is the most, I would say it's the most accurate now, because someone will fight back to me. I just want to say that this is the most that I felt coaching is Now I give you I will point out some of the keywords here. So the definition that I came out, which is encourages dynamic relationship that our employees to reach their full potential, and improve individual and organization performance. Now there are two keywords here. If you understand coaching, the first one would be dynamic relationship. Now, your relationship with coach and coachee should be dynamic. It's not like one way I tell you what to do. It should be it's a two-way communications. Now, I always tell my coach, my participants, whenever you hold conversation, make sure that 50% you talk, 50% the people talk. You don't talk more than 90%, something like that. So there is a two-way communications, and also trusting relationship. And now I understand in corporate it's not easy to practice. We are equal sometimes, but you try your best to maintain the relationships, cut down the hierarchy, become a very dynamic or partnership, even we call that. So the relationship must be best so that everyone have equal conversations. Everyone can share openly. So this is a dynamic relationship. If you're talking a coaching conversation or you are the coach. Now, the second part is the coaching conversation is about you want to unlock their potential, which is reach their full potential. What's the point we ask questions? What's the point we listening? What's the point we curious? Because you want to listen to the person with the objective that you want them to unlock their potential, right? You want them to do things that their potential in their self, so that this person can improve and also organization can improve. These two. So for me, of course there are other definition, but these are the two key things that I always put in my mind whenever I share with someone's coaching. Is about to unlock potential and also to maintain the dynamic relationship with them. Now, the objective here at the end of the conversations, if you do a coaching conversations, your coaching conversation is about to raise coachee awareness. You are not forced through. You want them to raise the awareness so that they know, okay, there's a reason why I do this, why that. And you empower choice so that they have some choices that I have. So what should I do? And the lastly is about inspired change. Now, coaching is so powerful is because, and I see coaching is almost the only way to change people. Change people is very difficult. We never ever say we want to change you, change them. Why it's such a strong words. But if you go training, if you go other mentorings, and people will listen. But if people they don't react, they don't have awareness, aha moment, and they very hard for them to pursue themselves to have a little change first. So these are the key here. So the coaching conversation should aim that you want them to change and you want them to reflect also. So coaching is about raise awareness, empower choice, and inspire change. Okay, now I want to explain a little bit on theory first. And I promise you on the later part, I will do a lot of the practical tips that you all can apply every day. Okay, now, so why coaching? Now, I want you all to interact here, take some time. Now, coaching, a lot of people tell me, Eng Hooi, you see, you want to do coaching. I have no time. You want to listen to them. You want them to talk. You want them to, you want them to expose. And it takes a lot of times. But why are we still want to do this? Can't I just tell them? Can't I just go through with this? I mean, sometimes we need to tell and okay lah, but why sometimes we do coaching, we listen, we asking questions, and then we maintain the dynamic. Why we do this? Now, everyone maybe can answer the questions why we do this. I think I share with you. You can tap a little bit there if you have time. I allow you can just type while I'm still sharing. Okay, so this is the first thing you can type there, and why coaching now? The next slide would be something that's coaching. I always when I do some sharing with some of my L&D or HR people, and I always share this we can do a lot of the engagement activity. You know, now people talking about employee engagement. We can do team building, annual dinner, events, and here gathering, birthday celebrations. I mean, it's good to have, don't get me wrong. But if you can train your leader, your manager, or individual or top performer, whoever, and they with this coaching skill, and they're much more powerful than you just do the engagement activity. So that they talk, they engage them, rather than just, do activities. And activities is fine, people happy, but you can train them, they can listen, they can ask, then it will be much more powerful. So 80% of this is the I think the data that I gotten, which is nowadays 80% of highly disengaged employee, they don't really receive enough coaching from their manager. So which is quite a lot. I think it happened, right? Especially now, and things are uncertain, we don't know, so people are feel that, okay, they don't receive enough, people are feel uncertain as well. So do it, if you have time, at least talk to them first. Now, why I want to share a little bit background here, at least just to get you guys know about that. So why we need to do coaching? Because there are changes, in our customer demographics and also expectation. Now, I just want to give you a few examples. Now consumer are living longer. If you realize that the humans, our life are extending. So meaning what? Meaning I need to have enough saving, and I need to work more. I need to do this and that. So it actually created, I wouldn't say created lah. They have some sort of a society challenge as well. So there's one thing, the customer demographics is changed. And the second thing, this is surprise. People told me not only 4 generations, 5 generations people are working together now at this era. So you have baby boomer, you have Gen XYZ, and then you have all sort of generation working. So it's very interesting, like working with your grandfather, some sort of like environments here. Okay, that's why. And the third thing is, I don't know whether this data I gotten for someone's, by 2027, the millennials, which is the Gen Y, the millennials, they're going to have 75% by 2027. 75%. And by 2001, 2025, 27%. Oh my God, people are talking about Gen Z. How should I communicate with them? They are like my son. I don't know what is their thinking. So they are also now in the workforce. They are also in the workplace, and they were going to reach 27% by 2025. Now, and Gen Z have grown up as a native user of digital. They are the ones that are native people who are using those technology, and they prefer simplicity and accessibility, meaning that they don't like those very complicated relationship, or very politics, we call that. If you understand, they want clear cuts, they want understanding, they don't want too complex things happen. So this is about Gen Z. Okay, now and another thing is that I mean, our consumer, everyone's that we want our business to act responsibly, meaning that we want our company, to giving back to the community, to do CSR project, or to help to raise the environmental challenge, the issue and all these things. So at the other end, that we expect our organization to do something not about business. It's not about people, but also giving back to the society here. So some of the company, they even set, their CSR as one of their strategy as well, which is, I believe, Intel doing this also. Okay, now another thing is that the rising of power of women or minority of people, they are getting, people notice them, and they are getting bigger and bigger. So all these things causes that, a lot of differences in our daily life, and we need to apply approach that can actually, help everyone. So you can't just do the way that you want to do like last time. And in the other way, you can't just do this, because you have so many generations, people are different, people want you this and that. So there's a reason that why coaching is one of the best way, like you asked me, that when it comes to communication. Now, another thing is that technological and also post-pandemic change. Now, hybrid workings is a very standard, and I was told that being in the HR here, and people told me it's the standard, it's a basic needs. If you don't have hybrid, the people don't join you. It's a basic. I was told this, so you need to have that because the people nowadays they want to work at home, they want to set their own times, and of course like global global team now, the global platform, which is people work remotely, people communicate remotely, and I found out, I think now in for some of the departments, like example in Asia here, we have a lot of colleagues from overseas. So I talk with Philippines, I talk with Vietnam. So all colleagues are around the world here. So it's become norms nowadays. And of course, the rapid technological change, like always talking about digitizations, automations, and the artificial intelligence. So all this change the way that we talk here. Okay, I just want to give a big background. Okay, at least you understand about why we need to change the way that we talk to the people here. Now, moving forward, a very interesting data. You could not agree with this. Let's do some exercise here, The employee expectations are shifting, whether correct or not. Now, the past. This is the past, and also our future, or maybe now. Now, either this one I got it from a very solid data, but I want to do a quick a research survey here as well. Now, last time people focused about paycheck. Now or future, people talking about purpose. It's true or not? True, meaning you're not paycheck no longer important. People question me back. Okay, maybe for those who are in your with your laptop, maybe just type which ones is important. Important. Paycheck or purpose. Just put there but don't put two
Flying paid both. Paid both.
Okay maybe last time is a paycheck. Now both right? So now purpose paycheck forever important. Yes, somehow right. Paycheck is still important, especially we cannot deny that. Okay, but what I want to say is that when you go do a lot of study or research, and you find out every company struggling with this statement, which is they want to build a purposeful organization. Because maybe not our era, I don't know our age, maybe the younger person, they want to feel sense of belonging to the company. They want to feel that, what am I doing? What am I helping? Not only with the company, with my team. Boss, you asked me to do this. So what is that? But last time we don't really care, right? We just do I mean, boss asked me, it's right, then I will do. I will talk about this. So it's equally important now. The purpose is important, and the answer everything. So paycheck important. I believe a lot of people put both They don't want to do purpose. Otherwise people say, oh, paycheck is not important. Then some purpose. Okay, all right, then no paycheck. Okay, now the interesting thing, and is a past. We're talking about job satisfactions. And now or future, we talk about development. Now, what is job satisfaction? I don't know whether you remember or not. Many years ago, when when we do a lot of measurements, we always have this work, or maybe some job streak. They always put job satisfactions. This is no longer this put as past already People talking about development. Which one is true? Which one importance? Job satisfactions or your personal development? Just type there. Yeah.
Both. Okay, now
Both
both.
Okay.
Job satisfaction.
Development.
Development.
Strong development.
How about the
Strong developments, What about you? Development, okay, Because some people say that development for what? I want to happy only. Some people, they realize that if company doesn't develop me, doesn't give me training, doesn't rotating me, and I feel that I'm doing the same thing over and over again, I don't grow. So people focus about developments, and I think this is true. And now in the company, all sort of trainings, e-learnings, everything's at our workplace now. Yes, it's shifting. Now, It's very clear cut. Last time it's about our boss. My boss is everything. Now, the future, the people here, they want my boss as a coach. Like what I mentioned, coaching, they listen, they're curious, they talk to me, they communicate, they engage me. So which one? Correct. Boss or coach? Coach lah, much more. They don't want, they don't want, I don't want boss just to push me, to ask me to do things. I want someone to coach, go with me, partner with me with my journey. Okay. Might not happening fully now, but I believe this will going to happen when times right, when time is coming. Okay. Now, what about this? The annual review or your performance appraiser. You know, last time, maybe it doesn't happen in Intel, but most organizations, they normally they do annual review of this performance appraisal once a year. Imagine, not every quarter. Every quarter. Last time, once a year or half a year, you know, imagine that your entire performance, can the company decide your salary increase or bonuses based on one time of your performance review? But now quarter lah, some company lah. For me, being in the HR or learnings, and I don't think it makes sense lah. The purpose just to evaluate people here. That's why the future or now they coming, they prefer the ongoing conversation. Now, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. I mean, all of us here, we are the adult, we are corporate people here, and a lot of us, sometimes we don't even talk many times with our boss. Many reasons. It could be uncertainty, it could be unclear, it could be things are always change. But in future, to ensure the company is growing, the relationship is there. So the ongoing conversation, which is a conversation, coaching conversation, need to be there. You know, right? Your colleagues, whether are they do good or not, through the conversation, it's not one-time review, you know. You talk to them the whole year, you set the agenda, you work on the IDP, you work on the goal setting. You know whether this, he or him can achieve or not at the end. You know one, and this will decide, this will help you when it come to, you know, giving the performance ratings, or maybe it's about my weakness. And now the future, the people, they prefer the conversation will around my strength. Okay. Okay. So my weakness or my strengths, true or not? Now still happen, my weakness or my strength, past or future. Just put weakness or strength. Or maybe both. 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 I don't know. My experience is this. I still feel that surrounding my conversations, is still very much people focus on weakness. Maybe strength, people will try to skip lah. Okay, it's patut lah. Things that you patut to do lah.
First time, I say that you see your F, you need to study more on the F, no? A, this is expected.
Yeah. That's why when weakness, when things happen, we always zoom down there, but we don't really look at the strength here. But the future is actually the employee, they want to focus on the strengths. Of course, weakness is equally important. If you without rectify the weakness, and very difficult for us to grow. But try to be balanced in two. Now the last one, which is last time, is about my job. but now the people here is on my life. And there's one data happened. I think I gotten one data from one of renowned article, and say that in fact after COVID, and maybe in the middle of COVID, a lot of people they cut their pay, and maybe they rather resign. They do things they want to do because they probably experience, you know, their life changes events, or they causes, they make a life decisions. So these are the employee expectation are shifting. That's why I say why we need to change it, because all this thing is happening. In fact, the future part is not about future. Some things are already happening. So we look at ourselves. Are we still having the mindset, or are we changing? Okay. All right. So now I will just stop here for a while here while I go into the second part. Sorry, a bit. Any question here? Any questions? Please type there before I go to how. I could share to you why already. Yes. Hey, sorry. Still got one more. Sorry. The just now what and why, when and where. Okay. Now when and where. Can you just type there when and where to coach or to communicate? I put that together. When or where. Okay. When or where?
Yeah.
When you want to do coaching conversation, when or where? Regular meeting. In the meeting lah, can do coaching, right? What else? Coffee time. Yes. Relax ma, right? So coffee time. Let's have teh tarik time. People say. What else? Huh? Team building time. Wow, you like you got you know what my next page writing. You can sense me already. Team building time. It's a good coaching when people when the environment is open. You know, people can share.
Lying said one-on-one.
One-on-one, okay. One-on-one, it can be very occasions. It can be different agenda. Good.
And
one-on-one.
one special one, Norimi say have doubt. I don't know what that means. Norimi, would you want to say what have doubt means?
Okay. Many when and where. That's why I put when and where together lah. Now, not necessary coaching as I mentioned. Coaching is I share with you. Coaching, asking question, listening. But what if you are? I still feel that not many leaders communicate enough. A communication, either they are not so good, or maybe either they are not communicate enough here. So forget coaching, communication is still a key here. And so I was in the next page, will share with you what could be the occasion that you can do coaching or you can do sharing here. Now, before that, sorry, another slide here. And these are the slides someone shared with me here, which is to say that, Eng Hooi, you know that every day we have 20,000 moments or 20,000 thoughts. Like example, I'm thinking, what should I eat lunch? Where should I go? And all these are little talks every day lah. It could be a positive thought. Okay, I feel very energy. It could be very negative. You see lah, this guy, they want to purposely, they want to kena me one. It's something thought like that happens every day. So, are you making the most out of your moments here? So that's why, as a coach or coaching conversation, we use that moment to influence people. We are the human here. Never say that it's like this one, cannot one. But sometimes you didn't talk, you didn't have a chance to have time with him. How do you know? Right? So the moment is very important here. So tap on that moments. I'm going to share with you what are the moments that you can do coachings.
So,
yes.
Share about what how the moment to influence. Could you share how you use the moment to influence?
I will share in there are a few slides there. There's a how to do in the moments here. Now every day we have a lot of moments here. Like now you're thinking, maybe you have more moments. When I talk, then you have something, okay. Yeah, you see someone pop up in your mind, or maybe you're reflecting, or maybe you are typing or you're thinking. So it's a moment, 20,000 moments a day. And these moments will decide your state of mind. And your state of mind will decide your actions and your behavior, right? And it's the very psychological things, your value and all these things will always affect the way that you think, the way your moments here. So there are a set of trainings you can do, but today we're talking about the coaching here. Now, how are you going to making most out of your moments for yourself? And if you are the coach, you want to change people, you want to help people. So how are you going to evaluate? So now this is one of the where and whens. So first of all, you have a coaching mindset, and you can do one-on-one schedule sessions. It's a one-on-one meeting lah, but it's a schedule. It's a one-on-one in a private room and all this thing. So when can you do? You can do in this occasion here. Now a bit small here. Now you can do a post after the events or after some of the project. You do a post-task feedback to them. Ask them in the room, open up, and then get everyone use the coaching techniques. Don't just one way. Whatever I say is a coaching techniques. Of course, you need to train, but try to use that. Remember that the coaching techniques here. Now, when you dedicate the task, also can do coaching. Not just dedicate any. Ask them. So, what do you need to know more? What do you foresee? What could be the challenge? Something. Just ask with them rather than just tell them, because you want to engage them. Now, when you do 360 feedback, when you have chance to do, you can do a debrief as well, or your personal development plan. Not only once a year, you can always review back. Okay, last time you said that you want to do this project, so how is that going? And people feel very, wow, my boss, it's not talking about the job related, it's about my personal development, then it's different, the whole conversation, and it's much more solid when it comes to the trust. Do stay interview. It's about development also. You know, sometimes we don't know, especially now after people taking bonus, they probably leave or what. So you need to do a stay interviews here, and the performance review as well is a one-on-one, and maybe we do some projects when you want to consult certain project. So this could be sitting in the room and doing one-on-one conversations. Okay, now there is a okay, there's a technique there lah. But anyway, you can use this as an opportunity for one-on-one. Now, second thing is that if you had a big team for manager, you probably had a big team here. You don't have time to one-on-one. You can do in the scheduled teams meeting, which is you can example we had the criticals or maybe some of the very critical meetings you can do call up and then you do ask their feedbacks. So what should we do? What is our plans? You know, rather than just one way and tell them what to do. You can do that whole day as well. And your daily and weekly hurdle. So if you have the meetings like daily or weekly, do a coaching style rather than just, you know, the chairperson stop everything. Get them to involve, listen to them. Now, if you have talent review, you know, you want to propose the talents, you want to do this, if you know about talents thing, so you can use a coaching, or maybe you have a strategic alignment with other department. Example, we need to have the meetings. Okay, we ever have a misunderstanding between this department. Why not we have a session we have a sharing sections and see what we can do for next year for better improvements using coaching techniques as well. So what needs to happen so that we can work together? What is the challenge? So what can we do? You know, those little things. If you are if you know it, it's very powerful. And the last part would be when you project, you can do post-mortem to your team here. This would be do for your own team, or not only for leader, a special team, whatever team, you can do a post-mortem to see what we can improve. Now, another tool is the leisure time or occasion, a very leisure, like what you mentioned, the coffee times. It's powerful. I will share with you why. Or maybe somewhere in the corridor, sometimes people want to talk, maybe you ask a question to them lah. Because when people they feel that they are less intense when they drink coffee with you, so they probably will share more with you. So sometimes very tense in office. Come in my room. whatever coaching question that you want to ask, it's very tense. They don't tell you the truth. If they don't tell you the truth, then it's very difficult to move. You know something is not doing right already. So you keep pushing this. So probably you want to call up a lunch, engagement lunch, a coffee talk, tete-a-tete, or maybe in the birthday celebrations, somewhere in the corridor. Ask the questions about that. So what do you feel about this year? What have you achieved? Tell me what have you done? What can I help you? You know, those questions you can do in the leisure and location. Now, the last one would be like what you mentioned here is a workshop style. You can do in team building. You can do in a virtual meeting, a brainstorming, whatever is for the team things. Now, I put this so that you can because a lot of people say, when I don't have time for coaching. So these are the time lah. I mean, you need to create time lah. Forever we don't have time one, and then you know that things not doing well because of people, and then you're still doing the same thing. But if you can engage right with the right timing, right occasions, it can actually help you much more productive people. You can manage them. So so these are the things, the coaching opportunity you can do. Okay, now next exercise here. Let's say you are the boss, you're the leader, or maybe if you're not leader now, it's okay. But just imagine that you're going to be a leader. You are the people manager who have the direct line. And what would be the coaching question that you will ask them? A very general one. No need. I won't give you a scenario, but just tell me what would be the preferred question, a coaching question that you will ask them. Just like that. What will you? What is the next plan? Oh, this one must be very serious. Boss, ask my plan again. Very task oriented. Okay, can also. This one we always call that is more on action things already. Okay, it's a high performance. What's the next plans? What else? The coaching questions. Wow, how can I support you? How can I help you to develop in Intel in the next 3 years? Because you want to retain the person, right? People, they're thinking. So ask the questions. So you know lah. Stay in the view. What else? Powerful. What else? Come on, everyone. What's the questions? How do you think about current performance? Okay, to find out the facts here. Okay, but still lacking a bit here. There are a lot of questions here. You can ask one. Easy to more in depth lah.
So people say, how are you?
How are you? Very powerful open up. How are
Then
you?
Jimbo say Antoine.
Antoine, bagaimana macam mana? Antoine. Yeah, I mean, you probably have a very relaxed relationship with them. It can be use your own lingo lah. I mean, right, with them. So I think
Okay,
yeah.
how about this thing? Any challenge is bothering you?
Yes, any challenge that bothering you, any things that's stopping you. What is your concern? Wow, nobody asked this, because boss don't want to listen there. Don't tell me this, don't tell me this. But whether we like or not, but the addressing part is still there. But that's why coaching, you need to know how to treat that. We still need to address whether we like or not, right? We have own challenges. We need to hear the big but most important things that we need to move forwards. Now, so these are the questions that I always use that, which is, what do you think? What is your view? Before you give solution, what do you think? What is your view? Maybe better lah. What is your view on this problem? What do you think? Maybe he also kanjiong. What is your view on this? Something like that. You listen first, can. And what concern do you have, or what's your concern? I saw that you are not. You are when I tell you the assignment, I saw that you are a little bit quiet. And do you have any concern? Something like that. Ask them. Try to because especially for people that who are very quiet, they don't really talk. You want to know what's their thing or what's in your mind now. This is very powerful. When we do coaching, sometimes people they quiet. Then I also quiet. Pause is a strategy. You don't talk, I don't talk lah. For 20 seconds, it's a strategy. Then really, what is in your mind? Something like that. A coach is about learning not to talk so much. Serious. You found very powerful. That's why you find a lot of awkward moments when you are not talking. But it's very powerful because it make people, you slow down, let people to reflect, especially those people who never talk one. Very quiet. Then you need to give I will share with you the later part. So how can I support you? Powerful. What do you expect from me as your boss? Wow. I doubt not many people what do you expect me from as your boss here? I think it's a very good questions because if you're talking about dynamic relationship, it's actually the equal. It's a working relationship. I help you, you also want to help me back, right? So what do you expect from me as a boss here? Maybe you don't know. You could be say, I want to learn something from you. I want to be this. I want to expect this and that. It can be open up because you always give them the boundary, but you also want to listen from them. What could be the things that they want from you as well? It's become a contract, when I do coaching assignment, there's a contract there. So what is our contracts, our agreements? Something like that. But you don't need to work out the contract, but just that you want to understand from the coaching. Now, the most powerful, and I like this, is what is stopping you? What's holding you back? What's holding you back? Last time you did is, you're very happy, you did this, but now I seem like you are big panchat lah. What's holding you back? And something that ask them the hard questions. It's a hard question already, this one. What's holding you back? And I feel like we are still missing something. This is more polite way lah. What would that be? The relationship is not well anymore. Billy, what is missing between you and me? Share with me lah. What is missing? And what should we stop doing, or what should we start doing now? Okay, we are not doing now. What should doing? And what's one small step you can take right now? What small little things that you can do? Now, we always want to go next plan, go big one, right? When you go through the coaching conversations, the coachee, so tired already. And then what's next? What can you do? So ask the question, small one, which is one little thing that you can do, you can start to do right now. Get them have a first win. Have a quick win first lah, because you don't want to paint a big picture for him. He probably feel that very stressful. Start with a little things like, especially you want him to have a big change. You want to guide him, right? So this is one thing. Now the last one is very powerful, and I always do that, which is what else? Don't settle down with one's this for performance coaching. Never settle down for one option. Okay, so what could be the next one? What could be the third one? Fourth one? Don't be surprised. A lot of time first one, then we stop already. Go to second and third. It's about brainstorming also. So these are the questions that you can use and you can apply whenever that you interact with your team, peers, whoever. Ask those questions. You were very different, huh? You were very different. Yes.
So in case we ask it in a team, like a
Mm.
team building,
Mm.
and sometimes our team building have a limited time, and probably the one question people keep talking non-stop, then how?
The facilitator need to control or someone need to make a pause there and see which one is our priority. And one more thing, it's a good question here. You know, when we do coaching, there's so many things that people want to do, and always aim for one thing first. Like example, you explore the 4 options that you're going to do for next year. And you need to find out what would be the easier and faster way, which way they want to do first. Aim the first win first, always go there. Especially come to change. You want people to change, right? So you want to start with something easy for them and then they can have a quick win. Never go so big one. You know, some people, they cannot, they always think of these are the barrier I cannot do. Then it will actually overwhelm everything. So go to the simple, basic one. Change, right? Example, I want to go marathons. I will go 5 km first, then go 10. Then straight away, I won't go 42 km. Penang Bridge full one, I want to run. But, you know, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Some people like this. So always start with the first win, the quick wins, and also the small step. It will be easy, and people feel comfortable with you. You don't know about people. Some people maybe they're very gung ho, they want to change immediately, but face with them a first win. So it's very important. So these are the questions that you can apply every day. So these are the things. Okay, now let's come here. Any questions so far before we go to 4H, 4 how? Which is very critical to all the viewer. Yes.
Those that asking question if really those people in the room, you could get book for yourself. And now in the room is better, you can get the signature.
Any questions? I give you an example here. Sometimes you ask, okay, what do you example? The question would be sequence is very important. You're right. Sometimes people just not get ready to answer. They're like, what's the next plan? They don't know. But after talking with you, clarification, everything, then you ask what's the next plan, then they will come out to you the answer that they want. So the sequence is very important also. And also the way that you ask question also very important. For example, why you cry? Or what make you cry? So it's very different. Something like that. So yeah, you're right. Sequence is important here. That's why in the coaching conversation, normally we won't. Oh, there's one sequence, you're right thing is that a lot of boss, they love to ask these questions. They always skip the important part. They go, what, why, how? What happened? Why this happened and how? How do you expect? I mean, they will give you what do you expect the question for the answer for them? They will just give the answer that you want to listen. No? Nothing changed because you're missing the insight, which is the find out the facts finding things. So what happened? So how to fix? It's not the way. You need to find out in detail. That's what I mean. Example here. The inside things the conversations that happening there, you probably don't know. You need to find out there in your conversations here. I wish I could do those demo to you. It's not about just ask how. And trust me, a lot of people, coachy, you know the answer one. Just that we want to share or not. You know the answer one. You know the answer. Just whether are you ready to share? Are you commit to share? Or it's a time for you to share or not? So you need to, in your coaching conversation, you need to find out a lot of facts findings, giving feedbacks on this thing. I will go through with you later. Okay, so this will be the question. Good question. Any questions?
What can a person do if the manager is not coaching enough?
Whoa, okay. Managing upwards already, this one, a big challenge if you ask me. I'm not sure about culture here. I mean, I think typically in Malaysia, it's not easy for us to have to hold a very good open conversation with your direct supervisor. But there's a way if you ask me. And I believe nowadays the leader, they also wanted to be a good leader if you ask me. So they're finding a way, but just that probably they're finding the way to have conversation with you. So I suggest you to find a one-on-one session with him or her. That direct section would be good.
Okay, I
suggest,
have a.
if he or she is not that type person, then you find the right time, lor. Maybe he's a morning person or evening persons, and then try to have a section with him, an open section. I will share with you the model. Or you also can give feedback one, but it's not the feedback people hear was very bad feedback. It's about what do you feel and what do you expect from him. So a lot of times, even me myself, or I think quite a lot of our employee, we don't know how to manage boss. And bear in mind that they are also human. They are also, while they're managing you, they are also reflecting. They could be attending, watching some video, and they're also learning as well. But just that they are not used to that style yet. So it's not an easy, and everyone are learning this. So yeah, good question here. Good question here.
Take one more question and then we get the rest during the Q&A. So
Okay.
like
Yeah.
do we do mentoring, coaching, counseling, teaching all in one session, or it is more effective to separate them?
Okay, good questions here. Now you need to set your own objective. Whenever that you want, you need to decide your approach out of these four approach, which approach that work the best to you. Now, example, you want to share your plans, next year plan to people. You want to share your plans, you want to share your feedback. So it's much more on mentoring, teaching style already. Now, if you want to find out the facts finding, you want to understand about the people, you want to foster you want to have a good relationship with him, you want to get the buy-in from him, from the coachee, and coaching will be good best. Because you spend time to listen to him. Listen to him and let him know that, hey, these are the challenge, these are the thing, and then but normally in every interaction with your team member, I would suggest 50% lah. You want them to talk also. At the same time, you also talk. Then it will be good. But somehow in your approach, it could be a little bit of mentoring and coachings. Am I quite sure that lah? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't get fixated by all these two. I don't want you to be, later. I don't know which approach I'm using. It's okay if you use a bit of mentor, a little bit of coaching, but you know your objective is that you want risk awareness. You want him to engage you, and you engage him, and you want him to have a little bit change in him. So these are the objectives. I hope you understand your questions.
All right, Eng Hooi, I think there's too many questions coming. Let you continue until finish, and then we probably need to stay back so that to get the question.
Can.
Just go ahead first.
Now we go to four how. This is very interesting. The four how things is and again, you no need to be a certified coach to hold a coaching conversations. It's just a daily thing that you can do every day. First thing first. Now, be your own coach. I remember that when I gotten my certification in ICF, I didn't practice coaching because I a little bit dilemma. I don't know how to practice. But the only thing that benefit me is that I always ask me a lot of questions. Now there's one word, I think everyone heard about this. We love to change people, but we don't want to change ourselves. Right? We always want you to change, but we never ask ourselves, am I changing? So be a coach first thing first. You need to ask yourself coaching question. If you never ask yourself a coaching question, how are you going to ask other people these questions? Because it doesn't make sense. You don't sound convinced. So you need to ask a question. And now type there. What could be the question that you normally ask yourself? If you already do this, you will ask yourself, if you have a habit of asking yourself the questions, what could be the questions? Maybe you can ask here first, and you can type. What could be the question you ask yourself? If you used to ask yourself question, got lah. People say macam a bit cheese in one, ask yourself the questions. But some people, yes, what could be the question you ask yourself? Are you still alive? Wow, very powerful. Wow, you still alive? Am I live on my life? Where am I now? Good questions. How can I do better? Yes, it's a self-improvement.
Am I effective?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. What?
Am I effective?
Am I effective? Yes. Very powerful. Those questions, I believe you need to ask yourself. In fact, every day, this is a moment that you're asking yourself.
What do I feel? For me, what do I feel about this situation?
What do I feel about these situations? Yeah, being mindfulness. okay, I'm being scolded, people are not happy with me, then what do I feel now? Moments, mindfulness. Yes.
Is there any way I can do thing better?
Yes. Self improvements, any other way that can do better? So all these things, I believe we have. This could be a positive one, and a negative could be what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with you? I mean, it could be that lah, but it's a evil and angel lah. People call it lah. Those questions come to you and then you want to manage them. So these are the questions I ask myself personally. Practice probably you can do. Did I do my best? I do my best or not? I mean, I always complain this and that lah, but I do my best personally or not? First questions. Now, is it an excuse? But jam lah, this and that lah. You know, people habitually think about and become facts. You know, people don't know until they think that it's very normal. First thing come to their mind because they're being conditioned already. That's it's become excuse. Even they themselves also don't know. I will teach a way how to coach that people. But is it the excuse? Now, the second thing is, am I really out of time? Am I really busy? Some people always say busy, 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 busy one. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I believe all of us, and I think I talked with Billy also, we have 24 hours. We manage a lot of things and we are really busy. There's one data. But it's about prioritization at the end. It's about to say no. It's about to say no. It's about how do you prioritize. Anything important to you, that's why you prioritize. You plan and then you follow. It's not make things plan for you. So am I really out of time or not? There's one point that I always say that I'm busy, busy until one time I never say I'm busy at all. I try to cut that word. Whenever people ask me, I say, I have this and that. I try to cut now because it's the more you say, it will come to you. I'm busy lah, busy lah, busy lah, busy. You know, forever busy one. You condition yourself busy already. You see people, you're busy because unconditioned say, busy. Then you cut a lot of opportunity. People maybe don't talk to you and it become habits. So this is about me lah, maybe not you. Am I really out of times? Am I truly empowering others to act? If you are the leader only lah, when you say that you trust you, I empower you, but am I empowered or not? Am I trust you or not? Or I just say only? Meaning empower, allow you to mix certain little mistake lah. I allow you to do because I empower you, I trust you. So am I truly empower others to act or not? I trust you or not? Is it possible to address both difficult at once? So this is about brainstorming lah. Sometimes we have a lot of challenge happenings and we're very, very nervous, very kanjiong, and we try to find one possible way to address both things. Try to find a way to address some of the issue here. Force your mind to do that. Sometimes we too overwhelmed and then we try to solve one by one. Sometimes we find a quick way. What can I do to settle half of this challenge? Something like that. Ask yourself these questions. It's very powerful. And am I biased? Because this is my friend, because I have a connection with him, it's very difficult. So I tend to trust you, but he's not my friend. Ask yourself. Okay, sometimes human, we tend to relationship, right? We are still go to relationship. It's fair. But as long as you know it, you being mindful, and you know what are you doing, even though you're not telling people, but you know what are you doing this moment. I don't want you to be continuing doing, because sometimes we are human, we being conditions. Sometimes we don't know whether we're still doing it until we don't know. So ask yourself this thing always: what is a selection? Am I biased on this or not? Now, the next thing is also what holding me back. This is more on actions plannings. As ask yourself, like, are you alive or not? That kind of questions is what is actually holding me back. Identify the issue. Am I really not happy? Is because of because of this thing or this person, or because of that? And most importantly, and the next question I ask, so what is my choice? Do I have choice? If I don't have choice, I have to work with you. So what can I do? Do I want to continue with this? You could have this problem, I have this problem. So what can we do? You know, those things you need to ask yourself, or else it's very difficult for you to move, and you very struggle also every time because of the same problem happen again. So you need to find that. Now, so this is be your own coach. Ask yourself these questions before you ask others, because you're going to ask that question to other people also. If you're not asking questions to yourself, how are you going to ask to other people? It's not convinced. You yourself also not convinced. And when you go through this process, you feel very solid, You feel very solid. You're growing. You really go through the coaching already, and you improve yourself. And then when you ask questions, and you kind of know the coachee, where are they going? Are they lying to you or not? Are they not sincere? Because you go through this already. So it's make you a better person at the end. Now, second is about how. We don't want to go through a very complicated coaching process like ICF and all these things. But when you engage people, use this model, and this is what I found out one. You must have curiosity first. Curious, you must curious in persons. Like how you curious to yourself. Now, curious, it's very difficult to develop one. Especially now, like, are you alive or not? If I'm not alive, then you're not curious anymore. You just every day, like, just do things that you just do routine things only. So if you are not curious about yourself, it's very difficult for you to curious about the people. The coaching conversation is about curious about the people. And because that you have a strong curiosity, it will drive, if automatically that you will have a lot of questions already. Whether it's good or bad question, we don't know. You will come out of questions. Oh, really, what motivating you to do this? Are you from this? So you want to ask that question, because I'm curious about you. I concerned about you. That's why I drive me ask questions. So first thing first, you need to have a basic curiosity lah. First about why this person's never always late, always have problems, can't solve this. So you need to find out that. So if you have curiosity, and after that you learn in your engagement, ask first, always ask questions. Ask questions like what I mentioned, and listen. When I say listen, it's really listen. It's really take some time and listen, and then ask questions. The one need train, but this is a thing that you can do now, which is ask and listen. And if the person not talking, engage them, which is ask and listen, also part of engagement. Talk to them, engage, open communications. We call ALE lah. Curiosity will ask a question. Just engage them. Now, if you don't have engagement, so very difficult to gain their trust, and they will not answer you because they don't trust you, Even your boss also, you don't trust him. How are you going to answer you? Whatever question they answer they give you, also just to entertain you now first, so that you won't angry. So you need to ask, listen, and engage in all these things. Okay. Now, I very difficult for me to really elaborate this, but remember, when you talk to people, try to ask and listen. Everyone do this, no? Ask and listen. Be curious and ask them and listen and engage them. So this is the second thing. How? Okay. Now, the third thing is, now this is the most challenged one, which is after that you go to 1 and 2, and you're ready, you want to change people. You want to change the world, we call that. You want to change already, and then you know that, okay, now I want to do some coaching techniques, because coaching techniques is change people. Now, first thing first, not lecture. Never think of want to lecture for hour, 2 hour. Even kids also won't think. Do you think people buy? Can I mean, we are adult already. Do you think really, okay, maybe 5% work lah, but you spend 1 hour, 2 hours just to lecture, and you talk most of the time. In nowadays business, people won't really buy already. Honest speaking. So first come to the mind, don't lecture. Don't lecture. You can mentor lah. Even mentor also got skill. You need to understand and all these things. But try not to lecture. First thing first. And use this model, which is I created one. You can use in your daily life, which is we call SFC. It's a feedback. It's not asking question anymore. It's you give feedback, but without giving without giving a strong feedback to them. Okay, situation is we call what's happening in the situations, or we call another word called facts. What's happening to that person? Example, Billy, I ask you, hey Billy, I found out that lately you're a bit quiet, and you seem a little bit unhappy. Don't giving the facts thing is happening, rather than just really you're very lazy. Rather than giving them a conclusion, giving them the facts, and in a very the manner must be very good because you don't want to create tension into the persons. You can talk to people. I find out you're a bit like not happy, not motivated. It's giving the situation, giving the facts to the persons. And after that, how you're feeling. Now, this one I'm very bad one. How you're feeling about how you feel about these situations. Example, I'm going to have a conversations, not a conversation with one of my team member, and then say that because of in the meetings, every meeting, you try to choke me, you try to, I don't know, and make me feel that I don't want to talk anymore. I feel that I don't know how to work with you in future. How you're feeling in a very nice way. In a very nice way. Don't attack the person. Don't tell the conclusions using a nice way. Situation or facts lah. You use facts or situations. Tell your feeling and stop there. Stop there. And if you're doing coaching, if you're just appeal, stop there. But if you're doing coaching, you want to find out why, then you clarify. Am I saying the right thing, or am I having a wrong perception or whatever? Clarify, because it's a two-way. Two-way. Now you see how many, I think some of you probably a leader or manager here. When you want to change your employee, you use these techniques. It's very powerful because you don't want to lecture, you want to scold them. You tell them what is your facts and your feeling. Pause and then ask questions. Am I right? Am I not doing enough for this? Or what do you think about that? Whether he changed or whether he denied, but something planted in the head already. You get what I mean? So wait for the second or third, then it will address the challenge and issue. So use that model. When you want to change, don't lecture. Don't lecture. Don't lecture. People know already. Wow, this one going to lecture for me an hour already. Don't lecture. I found out that you always, I found out that this happens and I feel a little bit not comfortable. May I know why? Something like that. Ask them. And very powerful, and we do this when you want to change some of the situations here, because coaching is about change, right? So use that, use for your kids, with your spouse, with whoever. It's a good training ground. So this is the how. Okay, now the last part, which is probably you need to go through a proper programs here. I don't know you know, a lot of company they're using. I think don't know whether you're using Grow model or any other model here. Now it's a very powerful. That if you're doing one-on-one schedule sections, a full coaching sections, this is a professional coaching, how they do lah. Let's say, example, you want to conduct a one-on-one development discussions to your staff, to someone. So it's a good opportunity for you to use the Grow model, which is you can come out the target, the goal first. That's why always we start with PDP or goal setting is very important. What do you want to achieve at first? So you put down, okay, in order to achieve this, you want to be this, you want to do that. So it become a contracted already, you and the coachee. So whenever your conversation with them for the next year or few years, so you always use that as a goal. But the goal probably will change lah. But the goal is there. So it become you and me agreements. Okay, you help me to achieve this, I help you there. Something like that lah. I help you, I build you, I give you chance to go presentations, I send you for this training. So it become agreements. So, and it's very powerful for the coaching relationship rather than we don't know. Now, what if company are too uncertain, we don't know? Also tell them, hello, hi, Mr. Whatever, my staff, I also not sure. Now, recently, the management team is changed. Here is that. Plan with them also lah. So what we can do, what we can do now is this and that. It's open communications. Use the GROW model, which is goal, realistics, opportunity, and way forward. So you can Google this. It's a full communication, which is I don't want to spend too much time on this here. So when you want to do the full flash one-on-one, you can use GROW. Very powerful. Okay.
Make coaching the everyday thing. This is the end of the sharing that we have today. And if you like video like this, do check recommendation of the sharing session that we have throughout the book up. I will see you again on the next monthly book up sharing, and happy learning. Bye bye.